Need marriage counseling services? Then get in touch with our professional and friendly team to learn more about our range of custom and tailored services designed to suit your exact needs. Every one of our professionals has acquired years of experience, which ensures you get the very best. Our experienced staff is waiting to hear from you and to answer any specific question you may have on how we can meet your needs. Just ask for a consultation and let us prove our commitment to you as we promise to maintain the highest level of quality and commitment. Your satisfaction is our primary concern, so please don't hesitate to get in contact with us and let us show you all of the great options we have.
Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing? Good evening, good morning on whatever side of the world you're on. I decided to come late night and do a whole after dark late night vibing. I tell you, it's been a long day. And with that being said, I want to make sure that everything was good to go as far as that's concerned. And as you guys know, I have a lot going on. We started the first of this year. Yeah, we hit the ground running. And I have stopped 90 to nothing trying to get everything done when it comes to behind the scenes, when it comes to being a mom, entrepreneur, and it's a lot and everything else. Like, yay! There are days where I'm just like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm exhausted, I'm tired, but the show must go on, and I got to do what I got to do. Ain't that correct? So, what we're going to do is we're going to start the evening off with something cool, calm, relaxed, just to vibe and get ourselves in a good zone and things like that before we get into the content. So, I want you guys to listen for a second. This is what we're going to normally do when we're doing our after darks and things like that. So, just hang in there for a second and then I'll talk to you guys. get us in the zone and get us in a good area and things like that. So we've got our spaces up and going and running. We also have our clubhouse up, going and running. And you guys are welcome to come into IMCC's clubhouse if you want to get the give money link. You're more than welcome to do so. I got a couple of things I want to get out the way first. So again, let's make sure our formalities first. It is always good to see you guys this evening. So good evening, good morning if you're on the other side of the world. Again, Grand Rising and Namaste to all. This is your talk radio host, Cece. And our self-discipline and mastery series is going to be starting this month. And Bulletproof Motivation series is going to be starting this month. So I figured in this after dark, as we're vibing and things like that, we'll have a little preview of the key talking points that we talked about the other day. But I wanted to make sure that we understand what is self-discipline anyway. So I figured, why not just talk about some things? So it's the first of the year vibe. Let's hit the ground running and make this year a decent one for some, not all. But in my mind and mindset, I want you guys to hang in there with me. It only gets better from here. With the power to do more, Talk Radio Diva and Talk Radio Production, it's on its way. So I'm working my way through everything. And like I told you guys, it's been a lot of technical difficulties and snafus. But me and the cable company had a conversation today. And I was like, letting them know, look, get your bounty. I'm over this. Let's get it together. So they are aware of a lot of different things, including some hackings and things like that. And they're aware of the IT stuff going on. And they're aware of the Russia stuff that's been going on with the actual particular router. These all things were reported with AT&T and Cox Cable. So they're both aware of it. So with that being said, with Talk Radio Diva and Talk Radio Productions, it's a level of I'm trying to level up. And it's just tying up loose ends and getting everything prepped and ready to maintain your focus and eliminate last year's distractions and keep it moving. I think that's more than fair. So I figured, what is self-discipline? So let's go over the module. And what is self-discipline anyway? Part of the show the other day was a prequel to the sequel of how to get started, motivated, disciplined. And you can't do one without the other, just like love and marriage. It's a foundation built on habits and habit change alongside success rituals and also an abundance mindset. So let's get this after start brief overview done, and we can hit the ground running the rest of this month. So I would like to tell you guys the problem with most of us is we just lack motivation that we need in order to get to a new project. It's just kind of or a new goal or meet or exceed a goal. So I figured we were going to board this plane and we were going to get on our way to doing that and whatnot. I think all last year, we're going to take all the heavy punches that we're going to take. We're going to take all the last little bits of negative energy and we're going to leave it into last year. So we're going to duke it out with everybody who is being negative and whatnot, negative Nancy, negative Nelly this year. So let's get ourselves ready and call it a day. We're just going to go guns a-blazing and do what we got to do, right? So with that said, we've got to make sure we put on our boxing gloves. We got to get bulletproof motivation. We've got to be like Rocky Balboa. And we got to go, Adrian! We got to make sure we start writing things down and figuring out where we're going with things. So you guys get your pen and paper out and start writing things down. I figured that a lot of the times we think that we have to be better than everybody or we have to be above everybody. We don't. Well, a lot of the times we get into a place where we have to break through. We have to get ourselves in a good zone and we have to achieve this state of mind. And that's at either a high price or a low price. And are you willing to take that journey? That's a good question. So when we say what is self-discipline anyway, some of the key talking points that we're going to talk about is enabling our focus. We have to spring clean our life. And when we are self-disciplined and motivated, we keep our focus trained on priorities and we decide on our goals and things like that. So I figured in all of that, we will be able to shift between bulletproof motivation and, a level of power of self-discipline and then melding them together so that you're not a dog chasing his tail and, you feel some type of way because I have seen it to where there are times in my life where I've done that, where it's like, okay, I'm not happy. I feel like everything is just too much. And then there's times where I just feel like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And there are days where it just feels like you just feel like you want to give up sometimes. So in that moment, you have to say to yourself, once you're able to get into self discipline and self mastery, you have to ask yourself, what am I chasing my tail? Excuse me. He's sorry. I didn't mean to do that in front of you guys, but oh well. So at that moment, we have to say to ourselves, if we're gonna be like a dog chasing its tail, we have to finally stop chasing our tail and finally find our direction. Things. We also have to say to ourselves, what am I trying to do? So the way we can become more motivated, innovative, and help yourselves into a level of focus, we have to say to ourselves, what do I need? Self-discipline. That's when that kicks in. You go in day zero with your mindset, day after day, your thoughts, your words, and your actions, they flow together and they float towards a goal or a reason or a purpose. So I figure we'll do all of that. And then there's also the things, interesting enough, in self discipline and mastery that you find that you can solve problems. And then you begin to look at the different things to overcome or a list of things that you have to do that are either setbacks or creating or causing things as they appear, sometimes worse than what they are. They don't knock you out, but they don't make you quit. But sometimes it just takes you there. And you get to a place where you just, and when you think about all of these different things, you get the chills, the spills, and you think about your cup half empty instead of half full. So when we think about all of this, is that the way to go? No. We have to become more organized and more most cases personal journeys and self-discipline involves doing the same exact thing, making lists and over and going over the same thing over and over again. And there's nothing sexy about it at all, okay? Sometimes it is a level and layer of I have to figure out where I'm at, where I'm going, and then on top of that, it's kind of like poof be gone, negative Nancy, poof be gone, negative Nelly, and things like that. So it's negativity be gone spray. It's one of the things I specialize in. So let's go ahead and make sure we do some housekeeping here. So with that being said, hold on just a second. I'm sorry about that. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but you know how it is. The show must go on. And I hit the wrong button. That happens to the best of us. What happens when you're one woman show? So, these live shows can never be perfect, but oh well. So I had to give myself a second. I was like, hold on, give me a second. So with that being said, let me put some things on here so that we can talk about that and do the housekeeping first. So I had to put the interlude. So just a second. I have one quick thing to tell you guys about, which is before we get into the real content, is that Miss Val woke up. I wanted you guys to know that one of our YouTubers, Evangelist Val, she woke up. So could you guys please hit her Cash App? Please lift her up in prayer and help her to pay her medical bills and any rehabilitation costs. And I'm going to put this on the ticker for you guys to see. So that is Miss Valerie Robertson. Make sure that you pay her and let her know that you love her, that you want her to recover. It's going to take her a while and whatnot. So make sure you guys hit her Cash App, please, and thank you. So I'll have that on there for you guys. There we go. Take this one down. All right, so that's Valerie Robertson. Please lift her up in prayer and help her to pay her medical bills and rehabilitation costs because, occupational therapy and rehab is not easy, and especially when you come off of life support. So I want to make sure you guys are going to make sure you hit her Cash App, and I will get her email from her. I have some things for her anyway. She just woke up, so I'm going to give her a couple of days to kind of be home with her family and get herself reacclimated, see what's going to be what, and then ask her what else she needs and things like that. But that is the one thing I did find out from Danny and whatnot, so that I could put it out here for you guys. So that is Valerie Robertson. please lift her up in prayer and to help pay her medical bills and any rehabilitation costs and whatnot she's going to need. Because, like I said, she just had surgery and that is expensive. So let's make sure her medical bills are paid in full, okay? And then on top of that, I have a couple of good things that we're going to talk about is the coaching sessions you can book with me and whatnot. That is, you can purchase 10 sessions, one-to-one consult, 10 payments plus 2 free sessions. That's $120. You can do it by month and up to 10 months. And that will equal to $1,200 or for the 12 total sessions. But it's really 10 sessions, but you get 2 free. And so that's basically for you to be able to have and get your feet wet and whatnot. So I'll give you guys the link for you guys to put that out there. And also to book your appointments. I take them online. We're doing remote during COVID, and it's probably what we're going to be doing for the next following couple of years while I'm getting things done with school and whatnot. And also my live coaches will be actually doing theirs from home and or in the office. But like I said, I will be doing mine remote. So you will be going and booking online with me. You'll be going to imcc.com or imcccoaching.com for my IMCC coaches. They will be at IMCC Coaching, and I will be at imcc.com. So, and then for Don Diva coaching for my non-IMers, you can book your appointments the same way. And then you can either do that or purchase 6 sessions, one-to-one consult, and that is $75 a month, or you can do it every time for 6 weeks, and that will be equivalent to $450, and that is for 6 sessions total. So it's better to go ahead and get the 10 sessions plus 2 free, and you'll be able to get the whole entire year with me, and we'll walk through levels of mastery and whatnot. So that's how you do that. And if you need to pay for anything such as your Twitter Spaces or your Facebook Spaces or anything like that, or Facebook Live, Facebook Meta Live, okay, or your Clubhouse, you will be actually paying through the link here. We're in IMCC. If you ever need that, you're more than welcome to hit the link and things like that, and you'll check out through there if you have any problems. But it's already set up through Clubhouse to where you are able to go and pay for it via Clubhouse straight up, and it is on the Give Money link. It's $35. If you give more, you're more than welcome to, and it goes towards proceeds to rebuild business back better than ever with the power to do more. And again, that is Valerie Robertson, that you guys need to be helping and making sure that she's comfortable and living okay while she's going through all of her rehab and things like that. So I want to make sure you guys had that out there. So that's going to stay and remain on there for tonight. Let's see what else do we want to talk about. The basic rules and etiquette. Y'all know how I get down about that. You guys know I don't play about my rules. No taking photographs, no pre-recording, no screenshotting, no trolling, no level of disrespect will be tolerated. Understand you will be blocked, muted, and reported for repeat offensive behavior or off-topic, off-color remarks or despicable levels of display of misconduct, and all that other good stuff. Because I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all know what that means. It means that I will have you written up about this, and I'm not playing with y'all. This is about my brand and rebranding. So I want to make sure we go through our room etiquette and our platform etiquette, whether we're on Twitter, whether we're on Twitch or on Facebook or LinkedIn, which is our new thing that we've gotten approved for LinkedIn Lives. So again, watch your freaking mouths. I'm not playing with that. The minute you cuss, you're out of here. I will take you off the board and as soon as possible, because I'm not putting up with that. And plus LinkedIn doesn't play that. And I want to make sure that I put that across the board. And my agenda is to make sure everything is professional this year and less of the arguing and fussing and fighting and stuff like that and dickering on the internet. I had to put people in their place last year. I shouldn't have to dog walk everybody about how to act on the internet, okay? It's a shame. Shame. It's shame. So with that being said, I want to make sure that everybody understands that part. If there's anything else. Y'all know, again, I expect you guys to be able to come into this live, have good commentary, good talks, and things like that. I understand you'll begin blocked, muted, and reported for repeat offensive behavior, out of line or out of context, or off topic or non-conducive disruptive behavior. You'll be asked to leave the live in excessively cursing or any type of cursing. And if you are in the chat, do not even so much as curse. If you do, misspell it. And then on top of that, like I said, I don't want you guys cursing, period. I'm trying to train myself not to do it either. So like, share, and subscribe to this live. Follow Talk Radio Diva, Don Diva Coaching, IMCC Coaching, and Team World Online. And that is on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. And also, reviews. All of you guys are valued customers and clients and things like that, or potential customers and clients, as well as subscribers. So I want you guys to understand how important you all are. And anytime that you guys come on here, I look forward to more excellent subscribers and viewership like yours. And then subscribers, likes, and shares are a big part of my platform and presentation. So take a quick moment to hit the like button, share, and subscribe to all notifications, and hit that notification bell button. Tell a friend or family member, because I'd love for my future viewers and subscribers or clients could hear about your experience firsthand and watching my podcast, watching my channel, and getting to know me, your host, CC, firsthand. And this show's basic rules are just, like I said, housekeeping for the pre-show, after dark, and all you can do at each point in time is to tell people your ground rules and train them properly. So I decided to do all of that. And so also we can discuss openly the show itself and parts of the show as it's underway. And I open up the phone lines and things like that. And again, like I told you, we're going to be opening up the phone lines here all soon. But I wanted to make sure everything was good with IT and whatnot in the background, and making sure that my team, as I bring you guys on, my mod squad, you guys know what time it is. I expect for you guys to be on point, on brand, and on cadence with me when it comes down to it. And you guys know I don't play about my brand, and you guys know I don't play about my presentation. And I expect the same conducive levels of having a good show and whatnot. So it is 2022. Happy New Year to everybody. Remember to hit the I am hashtag giveaway, and I'll pull myself off the screen so you guys can check that out, and then I'll explain it in just a second. So again, I am your talk radio host, CC. And again, you know the talk radio phone number to be able to talk to us and whatnot when we go live on the talk radio station, 515-602-9765. And with the power to do more, Talk Radio Diva Productions and Talk Radio Diva, CC, I am your host. So what is the I am hashtag giveaway? The I am hashtag giveaway is where you like, share, and subscribe, and then you put the actual giveaway word of the day. And that is I am motivated, or I am disciplined for this month. Okay, or I am somebody. I'll let you guys know what it is, or you just put plain pound I am. So anytime you guys hit that, you will be able to be pulled into a giveaway of any type of merchandise on the Fashionista Printables website or the Fashionista Printables stores, and you are more than welcome to get pre-made content. So any one of you people who are watching on YouTube, especially content creators who are having a hard time getting content, you may enter to win to get some free content to build your brand. How cool is that? So I figure the best way to do that is to make sure that, as you guys can see, I brand all my stuff. I do all of my work. It's in-house. It's me. And like I told you guys, I do what I do and I make it happen. So I wanted to make sure you guys understood that I will give you some pre-made content for you content creators to enter to win. I am hashtag giveaway. All you have to do is like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and then put pound I am, or I am motivated, or I am disciplined. And you have to watch the show to get the keyword. So we usually are going to be about 15, 20 minutes into the show, and then you will get the keyword. So you've got to stay tuned to get the keyword, okay? So it sounds like we got our good etiquette here, all right? So also, love offerings. You are more than welcome to do that, and I will show it to you just now. I'll take myself off the screen right quick for you to check it out. So you know it's Venmo IMCC. And then on top of that, if you want to go to Talk Radio Diva, you may do that and hit the Cash App that way, or you may do it to talkradiodiva.com, and you can send your donations for whatever business that you want to help rebuild, and you become a shareholder into the business and also an integral part of the Power to Do More with Talk Radio Productions and Talk Radio Diva. So also reserving your seats for Clubhouse. You are more than welcome to reserve your seats for Clubhouse, and I'll just show you that. So you will book your tickets online. I will put the link for you guys to check out there. That will be on there as soon as tomorrow for you guys to do that. And until everybody understands etiquette and knows how to act, I will put it up there. But like I told you guys, I want to make sure everybody's trained properly as to how things are going to do. So like I said, we're late night vibing. We're in the after dark. We're just doing our thing here. I wanted us to be cool, calm, collected, and relaxed, and then tell you some good news. And again, Miss Evangelist Valerie Robertson, She woke up and praise God, won't He do it? So make sure you guys hit her Cash App and things like that to help her pay her bills and medical bills and rehabilitation costs. Okay, and questions, comments, and concerns. If you guys ever have any questions, comments, and concerns, you are more than welcome to go onto the website and you can hit the contact us button, or you may also email Talk Radio Diva info@talkradiodiva.com. And you may text the actual phone line and the local phone line. The reason why I have the phone lines not on right now is because I had some people playing on the phone. And those people will be arrested because I made it abundantly clear, stop calling my phone with the BS. And I also made sure that the phone lines are down for right now until these people understand what it means not to play on my phone. So I will put those phones active and you're welcome to do that. So by February, we will be on and popping with those phone lines and they're going to always be active. It's just sad that I have to do this to get people to stop playing on my phone. And this is several people, intimate partner violence situations that I will be taking them to court over because I made it abundantly clear. I'm sick and tired of talking about it. I'm sick and tired of telling people to quit playing with me because I will see the brakes off of you for every year that I've had downtime and every month that I've had to pay bills and you've created and caused all these issues and problems. And again, these are things that have to be addressed with local law enforcement, which have already been addressed multiple times, so I've been blue in the face. So it's at the point of civil litigation, liability lawsuits, and economic, financial, economic damages. So that's where we're at with all of that. So there's questions, comments, and concerns. As of right now, you'll go to www.talkradiodiva.com and you will be able to hit the contact us button.
Wi-Fi network. You might want to check the connection settings in the Google Home app.
These are the things that are getting old. And these are what I was trying to tell you guys about the provoking and gaslighting and continued irritating, aggravating antics that Roxanne keeps up and my FedEx keeps up and several individuals, including that network nasty behind woman. And I will be suing the brakes off of her. And then also my FedEx and his nasty mother and his nasty family members who have an IT background. And yes, I will be suing the brakes off of them. As you can see, I didn't touch anything. So therefore, there is going to be some reckoning here. There's going to be several Black women who are involved in these antics, buffoonery, and nastiness, and white women who are involved in this nasty, provoking, gaslighting antics who are going to be sued civilly, criminally. And then Ivy Tarak, who's over at Cap Table, will be fired, terminated, walked out. I will have her arrested for habitual provoke and gaslight antics that I've made it abundantly clear she will be fired for. So it's become a nuisance. And as you guys can see exactly what I have to deal with. So I wasn't making it up when I said this stuff happens. And it's becoming annoying and nuisance. And they've done it with the Amazon Echo and the Alexa and whatnot, turning it on and playing these psychotic games. And I made it abundantly clear that it will be terminated, fired. And those who are non-industry, it doesn't matter if you're industry or non-industry, I made it clear, quit. And I made it clear this network nasty behind woman will be going and getting fired and humiliated out the industry this year. I made it abundantly clear I will sue her for damages because it's been confirmed she's been one behind it and several others who are connected to her, and they will be getting fired, terminated, walked out, and arrested. Because I made it abundantly clear these escalations, provokings, and gaslightings have pissed me all the way off. And I don't care if you're joking or not. I made it clear that my business, my brand is more important to me, and nobody's going to distract me from getting what I need to get done. So these provocateur agents like Roxanne in Chicago will be fired, terminated, walked out, and several others who want to make gaslight. And then on top of that, I made it abundantly clear to several individuals overseas and whatnot, William and Kate, that they need to quit. And I made it clear to several others who are involved in the provoking and gaslighting that they need to quit or they'll be fired, terminated, walked out. And I will be calling their boss in any industry that they're connected to and getting them fired, terminated, walked out. I made it abundantly clear that I'm sick and tired of telling grown folks to quit playing with me and playing with my brand. So, like I told you guys, now we've done a couple little mops up and making sure that they understand what it means.
Ow!
I like that one. Hold on.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Listen, we got to have fun, right? Well, we got to do the best we can, even when we got saboteur, provocateur agents, right? So yeah, y'all got booed off the stage. Boo his. So I figured what we're going to do is we're going to wish them well, and we're going to wish them a whole level of see you later. I don't have time for it. So I wish you guys well. All your negativity, all your non-conducive misbehaving, misbegotten misconduct. Farewell. we're going to let you hit the front door. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord should have split you. So the show must go on. And like I told you guys, questions, comments, and concerns, go to talkradiodiva.com. I told you, we're going to make this better. And anytime we have any issues and problems, we're going to learn how to laugh to keep from crying. Because I got better things to do than be focused on a bunch of provocateur, saboteur, immature, childish people who need to grow up. Okay? Grow up. So, do you guys got your pen and paper writing things down? Or you guys do chicken and get the pen and pad out? Go ahead and get it done. Like I told you guys, I want you guys to have a good time with me. So now let's get on into the like, shares, and subscribe. Again, I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe. And then on top of that, anybody who is wanting to be a moderator, you're more than welcome to come on as a volunteer moderator until we get a little bit more seasoned and whatnot. And then you'll become a paid. So we're going to be doing an internship, but you'll be getting some perks and things like that. So those of you who already have your own YouTube channels, you're more than welcome to apply because you guys already know YouTube. And those of you who already know Twitch, you are more than welcome to become a moderator there. And I will be giving you guys perks and things like that so that you guys have some gift certificates or you can shop at Amazon, eBay, or somewhere and whatnot. And, just little things to reward you and thank you for being my moderator. Because like I told you guys, if I can't pay you in cash, I'll pay you some kind of way, all right? So I'm hoping you guys enjoy all of that. Sounds good? So, like I said, like, share, and subscribe. Enter the I am hashtag giveaway and make sure you guys understand how important it is that you guys continue to rock with me and whatnot. So, our show, I'll show you what our topic. Bulletproof motivation and mastering self-discipline. So, in most cases, personal journeys are different for everybody. It involves the same thing over and over again and repetition. That's habit change and success ritual. So with that being said, eventually you reach a point where you're saying, why am I doing this? That's a good question. So what is self-discipline anyway? That is learning how to do things even when you don't want to. There have been days like last year that I sat there and said to myself, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just tired. I love coaching and everything else. I'm just exhausted because life just got me in the fields. I don't feel happy. I'm not happy with the way things are going. And it was just trying to understand, what do I want to do? Like, how do I want to go from here? How do I want to kind of like pick up and do the best that I possibly can? How do I pick up the pieces? And part of that was being able to say to myself, I'll make it. There were some days where I just felt every bit of just angry, upset. I felt some days like, okay, I don't want to keep going. I just don't, and that's anybody. We all get there. Just understand that it's two phases. In the first phase, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're going. You kind of don't have a clue. So you're kind of scratching your head and you're thinking, okay, what do I do? So I'm going to tell you in just a second. Make sure that you write things down. All right? So in phase one, you don't know exactly what you're trying to do. So what you have to do is begin to develop habits. You have to develop a growth mindset, growth model. We talked about that before. You have to grow a level of self-love and mastery. You have to believe in yourself when nobody else does. You have to build, if you're an entrepreneur, prime example, if you're an entrepreneur and you're building your brand, right? You're going to go through kerfluffles and snafus. You're going to go through the things that I went through. It's embarrassing. It's humiliating because what you believe in, somebody else might not believe in. If you're not an entrepreneur, it's the same exact thing as the entrepreneur. Forget, it's all folks. When you're an entrepreneur, a lot of the times it makes you feel a certain way. You get up, you're just like, some days it's great, some days you don't want to do it. And then there's some days you're just like, you know what? I got my mojo back. I'm in the zone. I got everything going. And then here we go. Something happens. And then you just sit there and feel like everything just piled onto you. It's like a dog pile. So what I'm saying is it's not easy. It's important to not lose sight of your goal, your purpose, And that's why we talked about reclaiming your time. We talked about a level of moving forward and moving past different things. So that's why I wanted to come back this year with a more positive mindset. I took time off. I sat in the bushes for a little while, watched a couple of little different things. And then I said to myself, I don't want to be like the rest. And I said to anybody and everybody that was around me, I'm like, either you're with me or you're against me. Either you're team CC or you're not. Either you're team Don Diva coaching or you're not. Either you're team world online for children, adolescents, younger adults, or you're not. You're either all about I and we're a team, or it's just a whole level of here's the door. So when I thought about all of that, I said to myself, what is it I want to do? Good question. So I started writing things down. I stopped being chicken at everything. And then I had to sit there and say to myself, do I want my life to backfire? Of course not. So I started making a plan. I had to say to myself, is it God's plan or is it my plan or is it a little bit of both? So part of it was there was times where I just sat down and I felt like, people were putting a banana peel in the tailpipe. And I just was so upset. And I felt like I was slipping all the time. And it just got to that point, where are my chips falling? Where am I going to go and sit there and have my poker face? So I got my mojo. I starting my engine. I said to myself, I'm going to hit the ground rolling. I'm going to get myself ready. And then I said to myself, wow, here we are. I finally arrived. I finally started looking at the results. I started seeing the I am illuminated abundance mindset. I started seeing myself in a better light. And I saw my purpose, I saw my goals, and I saw them manifesting themselves. Because over 6 months, I was able to build my store. I had little to no resources. I was sitting up there like, what am I going to do? So I made a plan. That's why I told you guys, you got to write things down. You have to say to yourself, what am I going to do? What is my plan? So again, always write things down. And in those two phases, I said, this is new to me. This is new to me. I got to get a routine. I got to get up, get out, and do something. Don't let the world pass me by. Because when I made Team World Online for children, adolescents, young adults, I thought about the times where I wasn't motivated. I was feeling some type of angry. And I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. There was days where I just didn't want to even keep going. So at that point, I said it would become easier and easier if I continued to go and make a routine. If I decided to achieve a point of momentum, and the key is to get there. So you got to like my alma mater from PSC, which is you can get there from here. So as I graduated with school, I learned that I had to fully adjust. I had to learn how to become self-disciplined. Actually, it's easy. With that being said, why? It became a habit. It became a habit and it's almost automatic. So it's something I get up every day, whether I want to or not, whether I'm like, when you get up in the morning, you're just feeling all kind of way, you get the scratch and you're just like, I don't think I want to do this today. You just start, you're, oh no, oh mother. And what happened was I stopped being Eeyore and I started getting up and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give myself an hour head start. So I'm just gonna go do my whole little thing, like, and then get myself motivated. So I started putting on some I am music. I put me some things to help me meditate so I can start my morning off. I decided to go and, get some things so that I can evaluate myself and evaluate my day and then start hitting the ground running. So when my feet plant on the ground, it was self-discipline, was a choice at that point, but it started with one small step. And here's something I thought was interesting that you guys like to know. I did write it down. Here's my crumpled up sheet. And of my concerns, all the things that I wanted to get past. So I made a list, and this is my crumpled up list of my concerns, all the things that were bothering me and, just egging me, right? So after that, I started saying to myself, Because here's one of the main complaints I had: tampering my home, messing with the door, the locks, tampering with computers, abusive antics while I'm asleep. Just a lot of bullying, a lot of provoking, emotional abuse. The neighbors' abusive antics. So I said to myself, let me start writing down what's bothering me and figure out how to eliminate these issues and problems one by one. So over a period of time, that got my list was whittled down. I was like, okay, check, check. So it's like when you get a pen and paper and you say to yourself, all right, here's what I'm going to do. Let me check this one off. Let me check this one off. And then, it was constant community and neighborhood terrorism, a lot of stuff, domestic violence, things that were going on. So I started writing things down. I was like, okay, here's my concerns. So I addressed it with my doctor. I addressed it with a lot of different things. And you know what? I started feeling better because the doctor said, it's not you, it's them. You're not the one who needs to be seen here. But I'm glad that you made the strides to go and help yourself. Because like you said, there is a place in life where you have to get help. You have to get someone to listen and hear you out, because I was not sleeping. It was so sleep disturbed and sleep deprived that it was 8 years of sleep deprivation and torment, torture, provoking, gaslight, technology abuses, aggravating, irritating things. Every time I went to my doctor's appointments, every time I went somewhere, every time I had something to deal with my daughter, it was just getting to the point I was like, oh, just, Al Bundy, shoot me. It was just at that point. It's kind of like, how Al used to sit next to his wife, Peg, and he was like, oh, Peg. It was just like, oh, life, I was just like upset. And at that point, I'm telling you, I did, because it just felt that way. So at that point, self-discipline awakened my emotional nature to improve my argument. Anytime I was upset, anytime I was angry, anytime these concerns were written down, and I said to myself, here's my concerns. What can you control? What can you not control? So I started looking at my locus of control, and I said to myself, what is self-discipline anyway? So in this preview, I wanted to share that with you because it comes in phases. And then you have to think about the soulless people who walk around here and do all kind of things and alter your life, the outcome of your life. And your final destination is not all the provocation and the saboteur and the provocateur. Staying in that moment of beep, 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 you got me messed up would have just kept me in a level of never growing. So what did I decide to do? I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to prove my argument. I'm not worried about being embarrassed about my brand and stuff like that. I'm not worried about those that have tried to saboteur and provocateur me. Everybody knows I'm dang good at what I do. So what am I going to do? I am going to have an I am eliminated growth mindset and abundance mindset. I am going to overcome this hardship, because we're all going to have hardship. But the difference is being able to say to ourselves, I want better than what I got going on. I want better than what I'm presenting to be. Although people were manufacturing me in a false light instead of painting me in the right light. So I said to myself, I am CC. I am a good person. I am a good woman. I am a good mother. And, someday I'll be a good wife and a good mother again, and having my rainbow babies and being, hey, and y'all be sitting on here and be like, oh, we're 4 months. No, we're 6 months. Oh, we're about to drop this baby. No, we're at the 8-month mark. All righty. So that's where I want to be someday. But when my life is a little bit better and my journey is less harsh. So right now, it's all about the good news is you can do it. I can do it. I am going to do it. I am becoming more mindful. I'm becoming more steadfast in overcoming every hardship, no matter if it's on a foundation of bricks that were thrown at me. And I'm like, okay, let me build a pyramid on those bricks, and let me go put me some concrete, and let me go put a head. Okay, here's another brick. Okay. So I looked at the glass half full instead of empty. And a lot of people are under the impression that you really have to go from emotion all the time. You don't. Sometimes you got to separate your emotions from being upset, angry, hurt, and things like that, or embarrassed. And you have to say to yourself, what do I want? So again, it's a momentum. And then on top of that, we have to think about, we're just trying to figure things out in phase 1. And phase 2, the thing is, once you get used to it, there's a tipping point. All right. You have to think of that. It becomes easier and easier. You achieve a point of momentum, and you're going to continue to build on that momentum. And then on top of that, when people threw monkey wrenches or did all kind of things and whatnot, I had to learn to just ignore it. I had to say to myself, it's not worth talking about anymore. It's not worth rehashing, because these people are glad that I'm talking about them. It's getting them out. It's giving them airtime that they don't deserve. So I said to myself, what do I want to do? I said, I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to just move on. I'm going to keep myself in a good space. And then on top of that, I said to myself, once I fully got to self-discipline, it becomes easier and why. So I understood the who, what, I understood the assignment. Okay. So I understood it. So at that point, I said to myself, I was born with self discipline anyway, but let me work on it because of trauma and PTSD and dealing with things that have altered my life and my outlook on life. So at one point in time, I was Eeyore. At one point in time, I was like, oh, bother. Oh, poo. I don't want to do it today. So I had to say to myself, I had an emotional nature at that point. So I separated my emotions from my natural nature to be passionate. And I said to myself, improve your argument, girl. Do the best you can. And continue to brand out, brand up, and rise up. So I did. So I had to awaken my logical nature and then become more disciplined every day, get up out of my bed, fix my hair up, stop wearing my bonnet. I was really just feeling some type of way. It doesn't mean that I don't like my bonnet. I love me my bonnet. Everybody knows it. During COVID, I was bonnet queen. I don't care. I'm like, you know what? I can coach in my bonnet. I can do anything. And the reason why I did it is I want you guys to understand. Whether you have a bonnet on does not mean indicative of who you are. Because if I can coach my bonnet look like Marmaduke, I literally was able to make everything happen in post, right? Even with my bonnet on. Coaching only at IMCC. So with that being said, I had to laugh to keep from crying. There's some people who wanted to have something to say. I was like, listen, when you're a mother and you're exhausted and you look 10 shades of exhausted, ain't had no sleep, I'm not worried about what I look like because all you're going to do is get good content and a good coach and a good motivational speaker and guru. So I said to myself, if I can go on here in front of everybody, not be embarrassed in my bonnet, then guess what? I'll do a darn good job if I have a snafu kerfluffle when I'm sitting on a stage speaking the same exact way, right? So I went through all of that because I said to myself, be able to speak on demand and be able to speak and present to people and be able to show them what you're made of, whether you got your bonnet on, whether you got your hair played. And then on top of that, even if you look like Chicken Little, okay? So ain't no bok chicken head, all right? So all the calculating hands, find you something safe to do. Don't worry about what I look like. Even on my worst day, I still beat your hands down. All right. Mm, mm. Because even at that, I had to say to myself, it's like Mortal Kombat. I had to say to myself, finish him. And that's what my bulletproof motivation made me go towards. So let's talk a little bit about that. What is bulletproof motivation? So this is the last part of this, and then we're done. All right. I always have some things that go on. And one thing about some nasty people is when you have IT tampering, provoking gaslighting, and when you have technological difficulties and people who like to do distraction agent type things, and when I tell you karma's going to be hitting some people, it's going to hit them dead in their behind. Ow! And when I tell you how far it's going to be karma, it's going to be something else for a lot of people. This is another thing I want you guys to understand, the laws of attraction. Laws of attraction and bulletproof motivation go hand in hand. For everything that you do to someone to go as saboteur and provocateur, for everything that you do to make someone upset, angry, or you do things to distract, or you do things to keep them from being motivated, or you do things to saboteur and set people up for failure. Let me tell you something. The best thing you can ever do is leave dead weight behind or people who create and cause problems or are a problematic saboteur or provocateur agent. There's some people who are going to be left behind out of my life because they've done nothing but be a pain in my rear and created and caused a lot of problems. So with that being said, I had to get to a place where I said, I don't need you. I don't want you in my life. Because if you're going to create and cause all these problems and you incessantly do this, how do I sustain a level layer of long-term motivation even when you play these type of nasty narcissistic games? So I said to myself, I'm determined to take this person to court. And this is women and men at large who keep up these antics. And then on top of that, I said to myself, I'm not going to give you no airtime. I'm not even going to speak your name because you're nothing to me. So I said to myself, stay positive, stay up, stay motivated, stay self-disciplined, and then learning how to sustain a long-term motivation, even when I had non-motivating factors or mitigating factors that created and caused these problems. So Joseph is going to be fired, terminated from his job. Bailey's going to be terminated, fired from her job, and several saboteur, provocateur agents who thought they were going to keep their jobs and hide behind the scenes and keep this mess up. I made it abundantly clear. I don't like it. I made it clear with several other people, including Joe Nathan, and then several others who thought it was funny and cute to play these games, Deanne, and several people who thought it was cute, like Mallory. It's a lot of people who are going to be handled behind the scenes. There's a lot of people like Victoria, they'll be handled behind the scenes because some people will just want tough. And that's one thing I found in long-term motivation is don't give them what they're looking for. I don't name half the people that have given me problems and issues because you're nothing to me. So these type of people were the last of the Mohicans that want to play nasty games like Nancy and Chuck and several others who think they're above the law and think they're untouchable. So I'm making sure they are touchable. Maybe that'll help them sit down somewhere. Deborah, several other people who think that they're above the law and think they can hide behind the scenes and play all these nasty narcissistic games. So I had a lot of people like this. So that's what I said, saboteur and provocateur agents. And they need to be humbled real fast. So when we set ourselves up to win at anything, that means winning at life, even when we have saboteur and provocateur. That's part of bulletproof motivation. So I figure anything you set your mind to, we're going to learn how and why motivation is key to everything. We're going to learn why emotions rule your motivation and motivating factors. So I had to master my emotions first before I did anything else. And then on top of that, the rules to engagement and rules of overcoming hurdles and things like that. So also people who like to hijack our motivation, just a moment. There are people who like to hijack our motivation or drain us of our motivation, things like that. That's what I meant by saboteur, provocateur agent. So in the late night vibing, I want you guys to vibe with me so we can have this level of conversation. Because when we have people who have and create environmental issues and problems or using wants, to desires to set a person up for failure or to be talked about, I realized I said to myself, what do I want? I'm motivated to nothing, you all. You guys are nothing to me. At the end of the day, the only people who matter the most to me are my subscribers, my shareholders, the people who value me, value what I have to say. And I also remembered one thing. If you have people who want to see you down, then guess what? That means they're beneath you. And then on top of that, if you have people who do nothing but do things to go and distract or keep you unmotivated or angry and upset, then they are beneath you. Because if I wasn't doing something right, they wouldn't be coming after me, provoking me, gaslighting me, and doing the things they did. So these are all the things I reviewed last year. I want you guys to understand all these things because if you focus on fear, you focus on saboteur, provocateur, you'll get nowhere. So I want to make sure that I used my want to get out of the bed every day on time, and having a habit change and beginning to learn how to eat like I'm supposed to, even when I was stressed, and say to myself, you got to make yourself eat even when you get stressed and you don't want to eat. Then I had to think about priming, and then I had to prime my environment to be better than what it was, even though it was not an ideal situation. Part of it is that I don't like my environment. I don't like where I was at. I don't like being lured in a place and then getting stuck. So it was like not the most ideal situation, but I made the best of it. So I grew out of the concrete and whatnot and the roses and things like that. So I looked at rose-colored glasses and I said to myself, I want better. I want to do better. And then on top of that, I'm going to get out of bed on time. I'll put my feet on the ground and plant them on the ground. And I'm not going to focus on fear. I'm going to fear not. I'm going to trust my process. I'm going to find myself to feel like this every day. Up there and say, I love the tiger, and get up there and start going and doing what I got to do. And then I had to think about my environment again, and then working with my brain on the logical side instead of the emotional side. So I figured in all of that, we have to learn how to work with stress and gear ourselves up to get past all of our stress points and all these things like that. So I wanted to go over these key talking points and whatnot. Then I also had to meditate, and then I had to correct my goals. And then also on top of that, all work, no play. I had to get in that zone. So like I told you guys, it took me a while to sit there and get things done. It took me a while to get everything I wanted done. I have a level of phone tampering, phone issues, phone problems, phone company will be sued because these are all saboteur, provocateur things that were going on. So with that being said, I had to say to myself, I'll work, no play. You have to overcome it. So Network 10 will be sued, and so will several other networks because I have had enough of the antics and buffoonery. Plus, when you had container tampering and provoking a gaslight, T9 autocorrect tampering, and all the things that were being done, no matter if it was Apple, Google, I realized it was a targeted situation, and those several somebodies that I named all needed to be fired, terminated, walked out. So it became a level of a nuisance and a problem that was repeatedly going on. So I said to myself, do you focus on the problem or do you focus on bulletproof motivation and becoming bulletproof to the point that you've got invisible Kevlar and say to yourself, you know what, you'll be fine. You can get past anything and everything as long as you don't focus on the stupid stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. Keep going and keep moving. So that's part of that. And then I want you guys to understand why it's so important. Because if you don't think of yourself any better than anybody else, You have to say to yourself, don't compare to anyone, but I have to go and make change. I have to change myself. I had to give myself the love that nobody was giving me. I had to believe in myself, whether anybody else believed in me. And what I want you guys to understand is that if you do not have self discipline, you have nothing. And if you don't get to a level of self discipline, and being self disciplined means learning all of that, learning all of the mastery, all the techniques, all the things that will help you. So when you guys go and you get the books and things like that, I'm going to put some videos out this week. I'm going to also make sure that you guys also get little tools and things like that. Plus, also, I'm going to give you a couple of different things, and we're going to open up our forum and whatnot. So I want you guys to understand this. I want you guys to understand this and all of that. There are 20 ways to create a disciplined habit. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to close out the show. Here's the first tip: making a specific goal. So we're going to do the first two tips tonight, okay? Making a specific goal. Don't make general goals. Then be more specific of your goals and have a SMART goal and more realistic and easier to achieve as in your process. So that's phase 2. And then tip number 2 is visualize your goals in your process. So with that being said, seeing is believing, and seeing is believing yourself is part of the other reason. And then draw, paint, or print a representation of your goals and the steps that you want to take to achieve it. And then the third thing that we're going to say before we close out the show is to make yourself accountable. Write down all your thoughts, be positive or negative. So whether it's positive or negative, write down your thoughts. And with that being said, with you writing those things down, whether you have positive or negative thoughts, allows you to have as well as activities and things like that for the day in your journal and be able to review it at the end of the day. So in the morning, you're going to write down some different things just like I did. So I have my little planner, right? So what I do is I write down what I'm going to do for the day. I say to myself, I go and review everything. I say, what is my daily task for today? I say to myself, I have these little affirmations. So I wrote my own. I want you guys to see them yourself. These are the affirmations of what you guys are seeing all these stuff over there. All right. So you're seeing my affirmations, okay? You're seeing all the things that I write down. So I want you guys to see it up close and personal. All right. So with these affirmations, I will read them out to you guys that I read to myself. I am a spiritual warrior. I am favored. My business is growing and expanding. My brand is growing and expanding. I've got great resources. I'm doing everything I can to have the growth mindset. I am illuminated mindset. I am illuminated. I am growing. I am strong. I am of divine intelligence. I am peace. I am happiness. I am agape love. And when it came to the neighbors, here's another thing I decided to do. I said, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. That includes neighbors near and far, foreign and domestic. So I said, I am harmony. I am agape love. I am complete. I am happy. I will smile every day. I will not get angry. And if I do get angry, I'll bring it back in and say to myself, you know what? Just put a slap on the wrist. Ow! Go on about my business, keep it moving, and do the best I can. And then I said to myself as well, I said, I am fearless. I am humble. I said to myself, I am going to accept all that has happened and radically accept that I cannot change the past. I cannot change everybody else, but I am going to change myself. And then I said, I will be an example to my kid. I am an example to my child. I am abundant. I am illuminated. I am advanced. I am agape love. I am somebody. So with that being said, I hope that's helped you guys in the first 3 tips. I'll give you the next 3 tomorrow. I want you guys to understand why we make ourselves accountable. So we'll go into tip 4 and 5 and 6 tomorrow. But with that being said, this late night vibing after dark, I want to give you guys a prequel to the sequel of all of this, and for you guys to understand bulletproof motivation and being able to understand it from that standpoint, you guys will be able to do everything that you ever need and be able to understand yourselves and what you need to be doing for yourself to become more self-disciplined. So pick up that book, The Power of Self-Discipline on Enterprise PLR, and then also make sure that you guys pick up the other one, which is Bulletproof Motivation. Those are our 2 things that we're going to be teaching off of. and then you'll be able to get all of the content and whatnot. And I want you guys to understand how important it is. The reason why it's so important to have bulletproof motivation and also self-discipline is understanding exactly yourself and your mind and your mind's eye of what you want to do. And you're inching one step closer to all of that. And you're inching one more step closer to a consistent focus. And part of that is if you're not focused, you will not be motivated. If you're not disciplined, you will not be motivated. So it's just like I said, you cannot do this without having a level of understanding of stop chasing your tail, stop going round for round circles, but make sure you have an internal circle of focus, motivation, and then illuminated mindset, abundance mindset, Christos, illuminated one within yourself, and bring it forward and stop chasing your tail. And that will bring you one step closer to grand accomplishment. So that's it for today. I hope you guys liked all of this, and I'm going to have you some easy listening and to enjoy yourself. So I hope you guys like that. I hope it makes you guys feel comfortable and things like that. So I want to always make sure that we end our show with something peaceful and something mindful and keeping our minds right. And also making sure that you guys enjoy yourselves and you get something out of this every single time. So I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions and then you guys can hit the link on there and I'll put those questions up there tonight. So we're going to review right now. I want to ask you, what has worked for you guys so far? What hasn't? What also did you learn from today's show? What else do you need in order to reach your goal? And then on top of that, what choices do you need to make to achieve your goal and self-discipline and also to be bulletproof motivated? And then on top of that, what are your three biggest priorities the rest of this year? What are your goals that will still inspire you? And what might need to change for you to get into your I am illuminated, I am abundant mindset? And then on top of that, tell me how you plan with to make the following tips and tricks that I gave you today at work. Tell me in the community tab what you learned, and I may feature your response. And then on top of that, we're going to be doing a like, share, train. So not only will you be gaining subscribers, but you'll be gaining followers and things like that, and get to know other people on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Meta. And then on top of that, when we get Instagram TV started and things like that, I've already suggested it, so it's in the works. So hopefully they'll have a deal inked and signed and still delivered on yours for Instagram TV for you guys to be able to stream that. So with that being said, I want you guys to answer those questions in the community link and tab and be able to go and understand I am abundance mindset from my point of view as a beacon of light and beacon of order and learning how to build back better and do better for myself. I wanted you guys to understand that it's not easy. We're not perfect. All of us are going to go through some changes. We're all going to go through some hardships. But this year is a year of reckoning, year of humbling, and a year of grace and giving ourselves grace and giving ourselves a level of reprieve and walking through our journey, whether graceful or like a Clydesdale flip-flopping and just be like, oh, horse of course, oh, horse of course, and just, trampling all over the place, trying to get it done. So with that being said, again, make sure you follow Talk Radio Diva, Don Diva Coaching, IMCC Coaching, Team World Online on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. And then on top of that, make sure you guys tell me what you think of the shows and whatnot. And last but not least, have you asked yourself what are the three biggest priorities that you want to tackle and how are you going to do this? So make sure you guys tell me that. I'll put this in the community tab and everything else. And these are general questions that'll be there. And those of you who need anything else for motivation, let me know. I have some materials. You can get that. And also, I'll be updating the website more this year. And you'll be able to get journals and more. There's already journals on Talk Radio Diva that you can buy. But I have some more cool ones that are going to be put up there. So you'll be able to get those. And then you'll also be able to get them at Don Diva Coaching, IMCC Coaching, and IMCC.com. As well as you'll be able to get them on the Etsy store, which is already there for sale, and I'll be putting them back up there for you guys, and they're already pre-made and done. And if you want them customized, you just let me know, and then I'll customize your book and everything else with your own name on it and all that. So, like I told you guys, I am all about business, and like I said, it's a team effort. It's not just all about but also I always keep my eye open, my ear low to the earth. I'm on these YouTube streets, I'm on these Facebook streets, Facebook Meta streets, Twitter, Twitch, and Clubhouse. So I'm your friendly life coach next door, CC, your talk radio host. You take care.
Need marriage counseling services? Then get in touch with our professional and friendly team to learn more about our range of custom and tailored services designed to suit your exact needs. Every one of our professionals has acquired years of experience, which ensures you get the very best. Our experienced staff is waiting to hear from you and to answer any specific question you may have on how we can meet your needs. Just ask for a consultation and let us prove our commitment to you as we promise to maintain the highest level of quality and commitment. Your satisfaction is our primary concern, so please don't hesitate to get in contact with us and let us show you all of the great options we have.